Hey, it's that time again. Time for another Me On Records unboxing. For the last couple of months, I took a tiny little break from jazz. Haven't really talked about it that much. This video is gonna rectify that. We got some great jazz in this box. And let's not waste any time, let's jump right in. All right, so like I said, I was taking a little bit of a break from jazz music. That's all I talked about for the first couple of months on my channel. So I thought I need to mix it up a little bit. But today we go back, we harken back to the early days, going way back to the early days of the Spinz Vinyl channel. I'm talking about like 4 months ago, maybe even 5. Anyway, let's check this out. These are some of the things that have been on my mind lately. And of course, we got some beautiful obi strips to show you because we got nothing. Well, I shouldn't say we have nothing but Japanese vinyl, but we got a lot of Japanese vinyl here. Let's check it out. Number 1 is a 10-inch of Gil Mel. This is New Faces, New Sounds. This is part of, I believe there's 4 in this series. And these are on the Blue Note label. There's the inner sleeve. Let me show you the Blue Note label. Everyone loves a Blue Note label. And this is a fantastic series. These are very cool, and I mean cool jazz records. Gil Mel, of course, you can see him here playing his sax. Interesting thing about Gil Mel is that he created the cover art for albums by Miles Davis, Thelonious Monk, and Sonny Rollins back in the day. But he is a fantastic musician in his own right. And this series came out in the early to mid 1950s. And the whole series sounds great. So I'm starting here. This is the first album, New Faces, New Sounds. I think this is his first album as a composer and arranger. It's just really cool jazz. So definitely check out Gil Mel. All right, next up, we got Sonny Rollins, the man himself, The Bridge. Check that out. Check out that obi strip. Very cool. Inner sleeve, very cool. This is on the RCA label. And Sonny Rollins is my guy. If you said, all right, you got one jazz saxophone player, you're going on a deserted island, you can take the catalog of one saxophone player. A lot of people would assume, oh, it's gonna be John Coltrane. And I love John Coltrane, but I really love Sonny Rollins. So, I mean, for me, it's gotta be Sonny. This one's got Jim Hall on guitar, and the guitar is very prominent on this album. So if you don't like jazz guitar, this is maybe one of the Sonny Rollins records to stay away from, but I actually love it because I feel like, you know, it kind of mixes things up. It's a little different from his other albums, and it kind of, I don't know, it makes it a little smooth. While this is probably not my favorite Sonny Rollins, I definitely recommend The Bridge, especially if you're into jazz guitar. All right, this is Miles Davis and his soundtrack to the film that I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce. Something like Ascensure pour le cha blah blah blah. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I can't get it. But anyway, you guys can see it there. It's actually there printed on the bottom. And when I did my video on jazz soundtracks, this one was glaringly missing off that list. And a couple of people brought it up in the comments section. Yo, you gotta check out Miles' soundtrack for the French film blah 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 from 1957. And this has different covers on it. You may not recognize it from this cover art, but it is a killer album. It's just a killer jazz album in and of itself. Never mind that it's a soundtrack. If you love Miles, if you love jazz soundtracks, there's a lot of reasons to jump into this album. It is very cool. So there it is. The album that shall not be named because I'm just gonna butcher it. This is Kenny Burell and John Coltrane studio album called Kenny Burell and John Coltrane. This was released on the New Jazz label back in 1963 and was recorded in 1958. This again is a Japanese pressing with a very cool obi strip there. And this is another one that is heavy on the guitar for obvious reasons. On this one, we got Kenny Burell leading the session with the guitar, John Coltrane obviously playing tenor. We got Tommy Flanagan on piano, Paul Chambers on bass, and Jimmy Cobb on drums. So a fantastic lineup on this album. And Again, for anyone that loves that jazz guitar sound, because again, this is gonna be heavy on the jazz guitar parts, but it is a really, really great album. I love that cover, although some of it's obscured by that Obi strip. Such a great cover, great album. And if you're wanting something maybe a little bit different from John Coltrane, or you wanna mix some Kenny Burrell in there, this is a fantastic place to start. How did that get in there? Well, this is Winger's self-titled album, Winger. This is a US pressing with the hype sticker, very clean. There's the inner sleeve there. This is a great album, man. I'm really just, any opportunity to grab some 80s, you know, hard rock, metal, whatever you want to call it, I'm down. So this is a really great album. Hold on, that's a missed opportunity. Let me try this again. Check out this jazz album from a new jazz artist called Winger. Winger plays jazz guitar. They're heavy on saxophones. There's a fantastic trumpet player. The drummer is unbelievable in this band. And they just play some super heavy jazz, man. I mean, it's electric. They really just took what Miles was doing in the late 60s and just took it to a whole nother level. So Winger, don't sleep on that. All right, there's another one of my guys, man, Mal Waldron. And Mal Waldron, fantastic piano player. Mal Waldron, of course, of Eric Dolphy fame. He played on the Live at the 5 Spot albums, which I just love. Those are some of the most, I think, accessible Dolphy albums. And Mal Waldron's contributions to those albums are absolutely fantastic. I think this is one of Mal's best efforts as a leader. I really love, you know, he's got Mal 1, Mal 2, Mal 3, Mal 4. And this one is titled Number 19. And it's got that great cover on there. Inner sleeve is the same way. And I just love this album. I love Mal. Mal has his own style. And it's very, very good, man. He gets into a groove and he just locks in. And it's just, I just love Mal Waldron, man. He's one of my favorite piano players. So I don't know if this one is available on Spotify and Apple Music to sample, but you can probably sample it on YouTube. I just love this, man. I'm very happy to add the vinyl record to the collection. All right, if you guys have seen my last couple of videos, you know I've been trying to stack up the Pat Metheny group albums, and this one is Off Ramp. And that might be one of the more recognizable albums for people that don't even know Pat Metheny, right? I think this is a very recognizable album cover there with the turn left and everything. That's just super cool, man. And great Obi strip on there as well. The Japanese pressing on the ECM label, of course. And I'm glad I've been showing these records on here, man, because some people are hipping me to the ECM label and maybe snagging some other artists that recorded for ECM. So I'm all over it, guys. I'm definitely going to check those out. Again, we got Off Ramp, Pat Metheny. Love that cover. Love that Obi. Love that label. Love that little sticker right there. I mean, I don't love it, but. All right, so this album is very cool. This is Steps Ahead by Steps Ahead. This is their second album. This was released in 1983. And the group had released, before these two albums, they had previously released 3 other albums under the name Steps. But this is the second album from Steps Ahead. And this is a killer album, man. This is very, very cool. It's very sort of complex playing. I definitely put this up there with a lot of the music I've been listening to more recently, like, you know, Chick Corea, Pat Metheny, Ronnie Laws, and stuff like that, where it's not your traditional bop, but it swings and it's just very, very cool. The chord changes are fantastic and complex, and it's just very, very cool. So if you haven't heard of it, which maybe you have, I mean, this is not, maybe it's a hidden gem. I don't know if this is a hidden gem, but it was a hidden gem to me. And there's the cool Obi strip on it. And I forget even how I discovered this. I heard about this somewhere and decided to pick it up, and man, it is cool. This is just very, very cool. Definitely check out Steps Ahead, especially this one, their second album, self-titled. Here's another album that I'm not even sure how I heard about this. I think sometimes you're just looking for something new and you're just looking at covers, you're just flipping through stuff, but you just get curious. Oh, that's cool. Let me sample that and see what it's all about. And this is another one. I don't think this is on Spotify or Apple Music, but you can find it on YouTube. And this is Circle, live in Germany. This is Circle 1. So this is Chick Corea's band from like 1970 and 71. They put out a handful of records. Circle 1, as I said. Circle 2 is called The Gathering, or just Gathering. Then there's Paris Concert. And there's a couple of other ones, and based on the quality of this album, I would absolutely snag all of them, because this is just an incredible avant-garde Chick Corea. I mean, at his best. Check it out if you can. Go to YouTube, check out Circle, live in Germany, Circle 1 it's called. And man, and that's just I love that cover too. I mean, it's really cool. This is the Japanese press. There you got the Japanese obi on the top. And then back here, you got the Japanese insert. This is fantastic, man. If you're looking for anything new, if you like Chick Corea, but you haven't heard of Circle, or if you just want something different, and that's where I'm at right now. I just need something different from, you know, the typical hard bop stuff, man. And I know, look, hard bop is a big range. I'm not saying it all sounds the same by any means, but I'm just saying, like, this is very different, and I love avant-garde anyway. I mean, I'm an Ornette Coleman fan. I'm a late Coltrane fan. I'm a huge Eric Dolphy fan, and so I love stuff that sounds different and unique. And this is one of those albums, and not only is it different and unique, I know, I can't hype this up enough, man. The playing is unbelievable. There's a tune on here, and a lot of the playing on here, Chick Corea he just shows how much of a master he is, because his left hand technique and his choice of chord changes while he's, you know, soloing with his right, it's unbelievable and so satisfying. So if you know Chick, I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but the Circle, maybe if you haven't checked it out, check it out. All right, I'm done. All right, last but not least is this one. This is Third Plane by Ron Carter, and check out those colors, man. And that obi is just second to none, dude. This is just very, very cool. Love that cover. There's your inner sleeve. And this album, I think, doesn't get enough love. If you look this one up, if you're just looking for jazz, or you're looking for Ron Carter and you look this up and you see like 3 stars or something, no. This is a fantastic album. And again, it's different. Ron Carter plays bass, of course, and this album includes Herbie Hancock, and you will know it's Herbie Hancock as soon as you start playing it. And I don't even want to say Herbie Hancock steals the show, but I mean, he elevates this session so well. This is from 1977. Herbie always surprises me. Just when I think I'm saying like, oh man, this is the best I've ever heard Herbie, I hear something else. This is that something else. Herbie kills on this record. Ron Carter kills on this record. It's a trio. You got Tony Williams on drums, and it is fantastic, man. I don't understand. I think sometimes you see these ratings on AllMusic, and it's because maybe an artist doesn't stay true. Like an artist kind of, as long as the artist is doing what they do, it's like, okay, yeah, 4-star, 5-star. And as soon as they do something a little bit different, it's kind of like, oh, this is not like their other work, 3 stars. But you got to take albums based on their own merit, man. And I love this album. I think you should check it out, man. Third Plane, Ron Carter. It's very, very good. So glad I snagged this one. And most of these are going to be Ron Carter compositions, which is very impressive. And the last song on here, track 6, the end of the album, is Herbie Hancock's Dolphin Dance. And they slay that. It's like an 8-minute and 20-second version, and there are some longer tunes on here, and they just open up. The solos are great. This is just a fantastic album. I want to thank Meon Records for sponsoring this video. Again, check out meon.tokyo and treat yourself to some amazing vinyl over there. You're going to save 10% when you enter promo code SPINZ at checkout. I've been receiving emails from some people that have been purchasing from Meon. I love seeing the albums that you guys are grabbing, so it's very cool. Keep those emails coming. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. It helps the channel out more than you know. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.